Hello, and welcome back to Dawn of War 2. Last time we killed orcs, and this is getting a little old, isn't it? Maybe just a tiny bit. This time we're maybe gonna be doing the same. I mean, the orc symbol is right there, and there's orcs right there in the picture. Seems like another orc killing mission, but it's called the True Enemy. Maybe the true enemy is a bigger orc. Nah, that just sounds ridiculous.
Commander, the time has come to strike at our true enemy. Whoever has been provoking and guiding the Greenskins is holed up at Fellhammer Mine on the outskirts of Argus. We believe that Mech Badzappa, the orc who escaped us when you first arrived on Calderas, is also headed for the mine. You and your squads will drop south of Fellhammer and push north. Strength and firepower will pay greater dividends than stealth. For this reason, Sergeant Cyrus will remain aboard the Armageddon and provide mission support.
Aw man, but Cyrus is our best damage dealer. Oh well, I'm sure that our replacement will be at least as good, if not better. Sergeant Thaddeus, Assault Squad. Recently promoted to Sergeant, Thaddeus has made a name for himself, battling the feral orcs of Calderas and Typhon. Yes, there are feral orc tribes on both of them. They were actually, like, a faction in Dawn of War 1. And the bane of my existence. Brash and idealistic, he leads his assault marines with undisguised enthusiasm. Actually, I tell a lie. The bane of my existence was and is the Tau. Fuck the Tau. Better yet, don't fuck them. You filthy Xeno lover. A native of Meridian, Thaddeus was an Undercity gang leader when Davian Fool recruited him to become a Blood Raven. Although his days as a ganger are long gone, Thaddeus maintains the brazen attitude he learned in the Undercity. This is something that this bothers the piss out of me all the time. It's worse with the Space Wolves, but this is a good example. Thaddeus was an Undercity gang leader. For the record, in order to become a Space Marine, one must, like, a candidate has to be adolescent. As in, like, prepubescent. You're telling me this motherfucker was a gang leader at 7? I couldn't even read when I was 7!
Who's that in the sky?
Maybe just a little bit jealous. You can see where this is going, right? That's gonna happen sometimes. That's actually a thing in lore, and I think in tabletop, that drop pods will just land on things. Emplacements, groups. If you played Helldivers 2, you're familiar. Also, yeah. I got a new weapon. Come on. It's a power axe that's on fire.
North up the valley, Commander. Get to Fellhammer Mine and find out who is stirring up the orcs.
Why is it on fire? I don't know, but it's cool. It's a little slower than a chainsword, but it does great damage against just about everything, except buildings, because nothing does good damage against those.
Gone. But those were no orcs.
Are you sure? They look just like them. Yeah, no, those are Eldar. We have our third faction of the game, the Eldar.
Convoy. The orcs slaughtered them.
We will avenge them. Keep moving. Orc gunners on the ridge!
Don't worry about them.
Cover!
Fury from the sky! Cut them down!
This scene exists solely to show that Thaddeus is a badass. It is the last time we will see that. No, I'm not kidding.
Sergeant Thaddeus, reporting for duty, Commander.
Did you have a pleasant rest, waiting for the most dramatic moment to strike?
Good to see you too, Avitus. Commander, my squad can use our jump packs to land right in the middle of those gunners. They're no match for us in close combat.
This is a lie.
Gunners eliminated. Commander, there is a communications array nearby that we should secure for the chapter. Strategic assets like these grant us combat advantages and allow us to more easily reinforce in the field.
I will run a scan on their defenses. Commander, the orcs are well entrenched at the main entrance. A frontal assault would be unwise.
A jump, some grenades, and we're in, Cyrus.
And right in the sights of the whole orc horde.
Yeah, what they're saying is true. I've tried it. Even if you launch a full assault, if you then send Thaddeus in, he will die almost instantly. Also, yeah, let's take a look here, shall we? I have 200 health. Tarkus has 86, but great damage reduction. Avitus has 80. Thaddeus, who is the primary melee combatant of the entire game, has 65. His health will consistently be lower than Avitus. His armor is also usually worse than everyone's except for Cyrus's. I've heard some people can do some great stuff with Thaddeus, especially late game. I will never use him after this mission. Like, well, that's not quite true. I will use him one time in Chaos Rising. Until then, you're never going to see him again. Because otherwise, he will die all the time.
Aerial assault.
This is the primary purpose of Thaddeus' jump pack. It's the same as the Orc Skyboys. They are there to get behind lines to deal with heavy entrenchment and suppressive troops. That's it. And the worst part is, it probably sounds like I hate Thaddeus. I don't. Thaddeus is a great character. I just hate using him. So if anyone wants to, by all means, in the comments, defend Thaddeus. He deserves it. I'm still not going to play him. The guy that I tried to recruit to be my co-pilot for this LP, the main reason I wanted him along is that he's actually good with Thaddeus. He's also good with Cyrus, hence my slip of the tongue.
Is in our hands. Excellent, Commander. This array will provide us with valuable combat intelligence in future operations.
Fellhammer Mine is close by, Commander.
Yeah, what they just said is a blatant lie. It will provide you no intelligence in the future. It will, however, provide you the ability to call in artillery strikes. And they're really good. I will be making use of that 1 or 2 times throughout the campaign. And yeah, you may remember that it's like all these are per planet, right? That's not a weird thing. The Imperium's artillery can, in fact, target anywhere on an entire planet.
The orc guards killed where
Don't question it.
Someone else has gone through here.
Swiftly, before the humans arrive.
Why do they have like
To derail the Posse's plan.
brown blood? What, they all crap themselves to death?
Sky killer and gut wrencher. But me cyborg eye says you ain't even orcs at all.
And now the humans join the fray, I see. The fools cannot see the true threat facing us all.
Rot breakfast, not space.
This is the part where things get kind of tough. I actually consider the Eldar to be the hardest faction in the game to fight.
Commander, the Eldar must...
Because their units are actually competent and tough.
Kill those Eldar before they escape.
I'm gonna have to actually, like, try. This is one of the things that is the most annoying about the Eldar. When you get in range, to properly attack them, they will run away. Why? Because they're not melee units. Even their melee units really aren't melee units. They're Eldar. They don't melee. They hit and run. And there we just saw what will be an invaluable tool in a couple of missions. I don't remember exactly how many. But the Flamer is actually really, really good.
It is done. Move on.
Thaddeus. Tarkus, do me a favor. Thank you.
It is done. Move on.
But yeah, you'll notice that they're not dropping as easily as the orcs did, and they keep throwing grenades at me. And if they hit you, those grenades hurt.
Tactical squad, we
I
have...
don't know why these guys are trying to move to melee. Those aren't even Eldar melee units.
Eldar have opened fire. Target eliminated.
Wow. I don't know what happened, because I was busy trying to micro very, very poorly. But something fucked Tarkus all up. Unfortunately, I don't have a proper means of taking this out, because they took Cyrus out of my company.
Neither killing nor dying frightens me. Feel my wrath, humans. Priority targets.
Yeah, Eldar die kind of a lot. The thing is, death is weird when it comes to Eldar. As in, like, they can die, like I said. Can die pretty easily. But they can... Okay, so the Eldar are basically necromancers.
Our assault squad is taking over.
Huh.
The leader, suffering measure to your authority.
Ow. Yeah, like I said, the Eldar are basically necromancers. We're gonna be suffering through that later.
Dogs could have slowed them down, given us time. You have doomed us all.
Yeah, definitely our fault.
Wish, Eldar. We stand, and you have fallen.
Yeah, it was definitely our fault, and not your
Rewarded with
furious refusal to tell anyone anything straight out. Yeah, I don't know where the other enemies were. Maybe it's if any that the Eldar killed don't count? I don't know. But yeah. As you saw, I came pretty close to losing Thaddeus a couple times in that mission. Part of it's that he's very squishy.
Development, Commander. The Eldar are evidently provoking and influencing the Orcs. Their involvement is hardly good news.
They claim to be stirring up the Orcs to combat a common threat. What could that be?
I would not put much stock in what the Eldar say. They are deceitful and manipulative by nature.
That they are, Tarkus, but the Eldar aren't fools. The warlock
sure about that?
defeated may have been guiding the Orcs here on Calderis, but he was only one part of a larger plan. We are receiving reports that the Eldar are stirring up the Orcs on the nearby Typhon system. The Armageddon will take you to Typhon, so you can engage the enemy there. I will relay all distress signals we receive from Typhon back to you.
Well, before I sign this off, here we have the system map.
This is the Armageddon's navigation display.
Thank you, Martellus.
You can review data on the planets of the Aurelian subsector. You can also order the Armageddon to initiate warp travel to one of these worlds. When you are ready, initiate travel to the Typhon system.
Thank you, Martellus. Anyway, yeah. Here's how we get from planet to planet, because this whole thing is not on a single planet, as you probably surmised from what the strategic assets thing said. And here we get the various benefits of each thing. As you can see, there are more Imperial shrines than there are anything else. The shrines are pretty useful, especially if you want to get to max level as quickly as possible. Don't worry too much, though. You are virtually guaranteed to get to max level. In fact, if you thought that I was cheating by selling off that bonus equipment that I got, like the stuff that I wasn't using, that I wasn't using, or that I was cheating by using it, don't. For one, I've already replaced all of it. It's not that powerful. And two, you will hit max level, even without that, long before you get to the end of the game. I'd say, like, maybe 3/4 of the way through if you're doing poorly. Yeah? So don't sweat it. This, of course, is the one that I prefer. Anyway, here's what it looks like when we do a planet jump. Also, I guess first this. But let's read Calderos' entry first. Then we'll go with the other one so that I can just jump straight through it. Calderos. Calderos is a feudal world, known for its arid climate and hardy warriors. Sorry, I'm really gassy for some reason. The Blood Ravens have recruited from this world for millennia. An imperial governor oversees the planet from orbit. Because, of course, the governor won't even live on the planet. Okay. Typhon Primaris. Typhon? They kind of all over the place with pronunciation. The jungles and swamps of Typhon teem with orcs, who have all but wiped out the planet's primitive humans. The few survivors are prize recruiting stock for the Blood Ravens. That seems like a poor choice to be recruiting from. But yeah, this is what it looks like when you go when you go planet to planet. You'll notice that looks really ominous and kind of evil. That's because warp travel in 40K is we are literally tunneling through hell. Yeah. So that's fun. Anyway, thank you all so much for watching, and I hope to see you again next time when we deal more with one of these. I'll probably start with the orcs. Yeah. See you then.